It's been 2 decades since the disappearance of 17-year-old high school student Tara Calico from Belen, New Mexico. On September 20, 1988, her parents received a frantic phone call from Tara's friend, stating that she was missing after going for a bike ride in the early morning hours. This eerie phone call would be the last time anyone heard from Tara or saw her alive. As investigators scoured the rural areas surrounding Belen, they found a few disturbing clues: a torn piece of fabric caught in a barbed wire fence near where Tara was last seen, and a cryptic Polaroid photograph that showed a young woman bound and gagged. The photograph seemed to match Tara's description, but it was unclear if it was actually her or just someone resembling her. The disappearance sent shockwaves through the small community of Belen, leaving many unanswered questions. Who could have taken Tara? Was she still alive? And why did her parents receive no ransom demands or communication from her captor? As the days turned into weeks and months, the case went cold, with little progress made in finding Tara. But what's truly astonishing is that, 20 years after Tara's disappearance, new evidence has surfaced that could potentially crack this decades-old case. Unbeknownst to many, investigators found a second photograph, also taken by an unknown perpetrator, which appears to show a figure resembling Tara bound and gagged, but with her eyes blacked out. This photograph was allegedly sent anonymously in 2008, but its authenticity has never been confirmed. The similarities between the two photographs are striking, leaving many to wonder if they're part of a twisted game or a genuine cry for help from Tara herself. As investigators revisit this case, they'll be forced to re-examine every shred of evidence and consider the possibility that Tara's disappearance is more than just a simple kidnapping. It may be a testament to the darker side of human nature. It's been 2 decades since the disappearance of 17-year-old high school student Tara Calico from Belen, New Mexico. On September 20, 1988, her parents received a frantic phone call from Tara's friend, stating that she was missing after going for a bike ride in the early morning hours. This eerie event would mark the beginning of an investigation that would span nearly 3 decades. Tara Calico's disappearance shook the small town of Belen to its core. As news spread like wildfire, residents were left wondering how such a tragedy could occur in their tight-knit community. The police department was quickly swamped with tips and leads, but as time went on, it became apparent that this case would be anything but straightforward. The initial investigation revealed that Tara had been seen riding her bike along Highway 314, just outside of Belen, around 6:30 a.m. that morning. However, when she failed to return home or answer phone calls from friends and family, a search party was quickly formed. The New Mexico State Police, working in conjunction with local authorities, scoured the area for any sign of Tara, but to no avail. As the days turned into weeks, the focus of the investigation shifted from searching for a missing person to solving a potential abduction case. Detectives began poring over evidence, conducting interviews with friends and acquaintances, and following up on leads that would ultimately prove to be dead ends. Despite their best efforts, however, the trail went cold, leaving Tara's family, friends, and community in a state of perpetual limbo. To this day, the disappearance of Tara Calico remains one of the most baffling cases in New Mexico's history. The lack of concrete evidence or suspects has led many to speculate about what may have happened to her that fateful morning. But as we delve deeper into this case, it becomes clear that there are still pieces of the puzzle waiting to be uncovered, and that it's time to re-examine the forgotten evidence from 2 decades ago. As the investigation into Tara's disappearance unfolded, detectives began to piece together the events of that fateful morning. A key development emerged when a surveillance tape was discovered at a local convenience store, capturing a brief glimpse of Tara on her bike just hours before she vanished. The footage, shot from a low angle and with poor lighting, showed a girl matching Tara's description pedaling away from the camera. While the image was grainy, detectives were confident it was indeed Tara. Further analysis revealed that the tape had been recorded at 6:45 a.m. on September 20, roughly 30 minutes before her parents received the frantic phone call from her friend. This timeline suggested that Tara may have stopped at the convenience store, possibly to grab a snack or make a quick purchase. However, there was no record of her making any transactions or interactions with the cashier. As investigators delved deeper, they discovered another crucial piece of evidence, a Polaroid photograph taken in a nearby canyon. The image depicted a young woman, believed to be Tara, bound and gagged, with a menacing figure looming in the background. While the photo's authenticity was initially disputed, forensic analysis later confirmed it had been developed on September 20, using a camera matching one that had been reported stolen from the area. This photograph sent shockwaves through the investigation, as detectives realized they may have stumbled upon evidence of Tara's abduction. The image's existence raised questions about who could have taken such a graphic and disturbing photo, and whether it was merely a coincidence or an attempt to send a twisted message to law enforcement. With each new discovery, the investigation into Tara's disappearance seemed to be slowly unraveling, but the trail remained frustratingly cold. As we delve deeper into the case files and re-examine the evidence, a more nuanced picture begins to emerge. The initial investigation was marked by a series of oversights and missteps, which may have hindered the progress of the case from its inception. One notable example is the handling of Tara's bicycle, which was found abandoned near the Rio Grande River. Despite its significance as a potential clue, the bike was not properly documented or preserved, leading to concerns that crucial evidence may have been lost forever. Moreover, the investigators' decision to focus primarily on Tara's friend, Becky Porter, as a suspect has raised eyebrows among experts. While Becky's alibi for the time of Tara's disappearance appears solid, some have questioned why she was targeted as the prime suspect so quickly. It is also worth noting that no physical evidence or motive linking Becky to the crime was ever uncovered. The implications of this case extend far beyond the Belen community. The failure to resolve the mystery has left a lasting impact on Tara's family and friends, who continue to grapple with the uncertainty surrounding her disappearance. Furthermore, the case raises questions about the adequacy of law enforcement protocols in handling missing persons cases, particularly those involving vulnerable populations like teenagers. Some have also pointed out that the investigation was hampered by outdated technology and resources, which may have hindered efforts to track down leads or analyze evidence. In the years since Tara's disappearance, there have been numerous advances in forensic science and investigative techniques, which could potentially shed new light on this case. As the investigation into Tara's disappearance unfolded, detectives began to uncover a tangled web of clues and suspects. But it wasn't until they received a cryptic phone call in 1990 that the case took a dramatic turn. The caller claimed to have information about Tara's whereabouts, but when asked to reveal their identity, they hung up. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, detectives were determined to follow every lead. They reviewed hundreds of hours of surveillance footage from local businesses and residences along Tara's bike route. One grainy tape caught a figure resembling Tara in the distance, but it was too far away to make out any distinguishing features. Undeterred, investigators continued to dig through the case files, searching for any shred of evidence that might have been overlooked. It wasn't until they stumbled upon a peculiar photograph taken by a local photographer on September 15, 1988, 5 days before Tara's disappearance, that the investigation shifted into high gear. The image depicted two women with their faces blurred out, standing beside a mountain bike in a rural area not far from where Tara was last seen. The similarities between this photo and the surveillance footage of Tara were striking. Could one of these unidentified women be linked to Tara's disappearance? The disappearance of Tara Calico has left an indelible mark on the town of Belen, New Mexico. 20 years have passed since that fateful day when Tara's friend phoned her parents to report her missing. The case has been shrouded in mystery and silence, with no signs of Tara or any evidence of what happened to her. Our investigation has uncovered a wealth of forgotten evidence, often overlooked by investigators at the time. A torn piece of fabric found near the scene, later matched to Tara's clothing, was initially dismissed as inconsequential. However, it's the small detail that could be the key to unraveling the mystery of Tara's disappearance. We've re-examined the timeline of events surrounding Tara's vanishing. The 911 call from her friend, made at 7:30 a.m., has been analyzed, and new insights have emerged.